Hello, this is Maggie. Today I'll be looking at the Royal Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, her astrology chart. So she was born January 9th, 1982 at 7 p.m. She's a Leo ascendant. She has a full mane of hair. Leadership. It's leadership, showmanship, grace, charm. So, and that's royalty as well, Leo the lion, so she is a leader. She's a leader. Her moon is in Cancer, very sensitive Cancer. It's in the 11th house of friendships, groups. And her sun is in Capricorn, so in the 5th house. So her chart, start at the beginning. Her chart has a lot of squares and oppositions. Well, of course, every sign is has opposition. So you try to live out your polarity point, and you can borrow gifts from your opposition. So her sun in Capricorn is in the 5th house of creativity, children, fertility. She's had 3 beautiful children. Congratulations on her latest child. I did a chart on him. I was so happy when the young prince was born. So, yeah, she definitely has the gift of beautiful children. The 5th house is creativity, rulership, leadership, hard work, extremely hard worker, self-expression. So, her self-expression would be through her hard work as a royal. I don't think it's easy being a royal, for one thing. I don't know a lot about her life, so I'm just looking at the chart, and I do see a lot of squares and opposition, so I will try to get into some of those. But first of all, her 1st house is Leo and Virgo. It's an intercepted house, so she presents regally, very poised. Yet is a very hard worker and attention to detail. So that's her 1st and 2nd house. Her 3rd house is communication, and she has Mars, the ruler of Aries, and Scorpio, the planet of drive, ambition. So her communication. She has 3 planets in Libra, so that makes her. I was just thinking of her Prince William. Yes, they have so much in common. I can't wait to do a synastry chart between the 2 of them, because I just looked at his chart and I'm seeing a lot of dynamics in her chart as well, how they intercept. That I'll try to just focus in on hers. So, yeah, so her Mars, she's driven to communicate, and beautifully. That would give her enormous poise. And Saturn is discipline, and it's exalted in Libra, or it's the ruler of Libra. And Pluto. So Saturn and Pluto are generational outer planets. I keep calling him Prince William, Prince whatever. Duchess. Anyway, it's generational. They're about the same age, so everyone has those. So they both have them in Libra. They're just in different houses. So for him, they're up in his midheaven, his rulership, his career. And for her, they're in her 3rd house of communication. So, her role, she uses her skills. So Mars, Mars gives her assertion, makes her assertive, yet gives her, and with Saturn and Pluto there, it makes her very forceful. She probably has a very strong will, or can be very dominating, perhaps, when it comes to communication, because she has Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto and Mars are both the rulers of Scorpio in her communication house. But they're in Libra, so that would tone it down a little bit. Libra, make it more soft and beautiful, but powerful at the same time, because Pluto and Mars are there. And Saturn is discipline, seriousness, yet, so she can put it across her communication with authority and power, yet put it across, because it's a Libra, it could be with subtlety and charm, but powerful at the same time. She can be assertive, be charmingly assertive. That's what I'm trying to say. Jupiter. She has Jupiter in the IC in Scorpio, so that's in her fourth house of the home. And her fourth house is pretty big. She also has Uranus in the fourth house, but it's in Sagittarius. So her fourth house comprises both Jupiter, good fortune, good luck, expansion through joint resources, through actually, in this case, it would be, her marriage, her inclusiveness into the royal family, and Uranus in Sagittarius would be, again, could be also her marriage into the royal family. And the Uranus in Sagittarius could be also sudden, unpredictable change in the home. Maybe it uprooted her home life. Definitely did, I'm sure. Moving into the royal family, but anyway, it was good fortune for her. She's always had good fortune, good luck, and opportunity when it comes to the fourth house of the home. Maybe she was born privileged, and the fact that it's in Scorpio, the sign of joint resources, it's probable that she was born to a wealthy family. Again, I don't know all her history. So her Neptune is in the fifth house of Sagittarius, and again, that's generational. So she has it in the fifth house of creativity, children. It's an intercepted house, so she has both Sagittarius and Capricorn. Her sun is in Capricorn and her Neptune is in Sagittarius, but they're both in the fifth house. So she uses her heart, very business-minded woman. To have your son in Capricorn, that's just a really hard worker and a go-getter, just really working very hard. And Neptune would give her grace and charm because it rules Pisces. And, the fact that it's in Sagittarius would probably denote traveling, maybe it could be that she's has beautiful creative skills, I don't know. She can dance or sing or act or anything like that. But Neptune in the fifth house is creativity. Well, she did have a lot of gifted children too. It rules children. But Neptune is in her travel sector. It's in Sagittarius, which could be travel, legality, law. So being a Duchess, that it is a legal, know, she's probably there to implement the law of the land, you know, whatever duchesses do. So she's co-ruling, you know. Yeah, so that's a feminine spiritual. She brings spiritual principles to her rulership through her hard work. You know, probably traveling around the world, you know, working on various different charities, and working with the underprivileged and whatever else she does. She does a lot, I'm sure. So moving on, her sixth house of work and service. She has a life of service. She has Venus and Mercury both in Aquarius. So Aquarians can be somewhat detached, and extremely humanitarian, work exceptionally well with groups, very, very open-minded. So they're conjunct, I mean, they're very, very close together, like one degree apart. So Venus is what you like. She likes to work, and she likes to work with groups. She likes social interaction, communication, because they're sextile to her three planets in Libra. They're both air signs, so that's an easy flowing aspect. So the Mercury would make her an excellent communicator through her work. You know, or she could work in the health field if she wanted to. Maybe work with, you know, children, teaching, anything. You know, just because it's in the sixth house, that's Virgo's house, and you know, you think of work in health. Yet it's in Aquarius, in the sign Aquarius, so we give a certain detachment. But she would like her work. She would like working, you know, in the service sector with groups. She would enjoy it, and her communication skills would be excellent, and she would come across poised, and you know, she could somehow detach herself and present herself as poised, maybe a little reserved, and you know, outgoing at the same time because of all these dynamics. But anyway, so she's predominantly air. She has a lot of air. That was the air trine between her Aquarius and Libra, so she uses that a lot. Her squares, so I just need to touch on those. Pretty much everything is below the IC, below the MC rather. Her Chiron is in the 10th house. That's the wounded healer. The 10th house is your career. Midheaven is 4 degrees. Midheaven is 4 degrees Taurus, so that's Taurus. You think of well, it's ruled by Venus, so money. You know, she may have been born you know, into privilege, or certainly it's I just think of wealth anyway. So her moon is the 11th house, and her north node is 22 degrees. Sure, her north node. Yeah, it looks like it's in the 12th house. Again, intercepted house. The moon and north node are conjunct, so that is destiny. Destiny in Cancer. Yeah, her sun, extremely sensitive, so she would be very, very nurturing, sweet, emotional person, very sensitive, very to her friends, because the 11th house is friendships. Her north node is 22 degrees in her 12th house in Cancer. Again, an intercepted house, but her moon is 18 degrees Cancer, so they're pretty much conjunct. You know, within 10 degrees could be a conjunction. So yeah, so that's fated. That's fated. You know, it's in her 12th house. Leo is also in her 12th house. So, you know, uh, yeah, I just see a lot of her nurturing qualities. Um, yeah, just she has an inconjunct to her 4th house of home, and it looks like a T-square, to from her moon to the sun in Capricorn is opposition. You know, her 5th house to her 11th house. It's like 1 over. And let's see. So it's talking about the T-square. So the moon is square to all 3 planets in Libra. But that could just challenge her. That would be her emotional, sweet, nurturing side, you know, who she is inside versus how she presents in the world. So she has to just sort of balance the two. You know, she's challenged to sort of be her, maybe the introverted side of her, rather like Princess Diana, the sweet, nurturing, introverted side of her. So she's challenged. And, you know, she has some heavy-duty aspects in her Libra, so she's challenged to use them for communication, and she does a wonderful job. Very poised, detached. I was looking at Aquarius when I said detached, but a very likable person, because the moon is in the 11th house, so, you know, everybody would feel like they were her friend. Because it's conjunct the North Node, that could be destiny to be in the royal family, because it is in Leo, the North Node. Well, yeah, it's almost in Leo. Anyway, so the square from Capricorn to Libra, the 3rd house to the 5th house, that could be, you know, that could be just a lot of, I don't want to just focus on her squares, but it could be just, that's the life of probably living the role that she has been fated to, or born into, to play in this life. And she has had to overcome a lot of challenges, and is challenged to overcome, you know, how this sweet, introverted part of her, she has learned. Actually, she has more air than anything. I mean, yeah, it's just a challenging aspect, is what I'm trying to say. Her moon is in a challenging aspect to Mars, Saturn, and Pluto in the 3rd house of communication. So somehow, she uses her moon as the nurturing side of her for her loved ones. And so she's just challenged in her communication, and has had to use that skill. So she uses it. She uses that skill. And also there's a very challenging aspect between Venus and Mercury to her Saturn and Pluto. But I'm not going to do her whole chart. Let's just go to a beautiful sextile. That's an easy flowing aspect between her Venus in Aquarius to Uranus in Sagittarius. That's it's easy flowing. It's Earth and Fire. They get along well together. 60-degree aspect is a sextile. So that's a very easy flowing aspect for her, as well as Neptune, Saturn. Easy flowing aspect for her. And that's her 5th house, loyalty, children, to her 3rd house of communication. So that she fits in very, very well into her role. And she pulls on all the different facets of her personality. So she's grounded because she has Earth. She has the Sun, Chiron, and the MC. The midheaven is in Taurus. The Sun is in hard-working Capricorn, very hard worker. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So through that, she brings her wisdom and groundedness to loyalty. The Moon and North Node were her fated destiny. To be nurturing mother, and to she's probably very, very nurturing to, as we say, to the prince. Anyway, to her husband. Yes, so I believe he emotionally leans on her a lot, and she's very, very nurturing to everyone. She's there, totally there for them. Totally there for them, because that's her nature, that's her North Node and her Moon, and they're one and the same. So she's like a rock. She's like a rock. Solid. So she has solid Earth and her Moon, North Node, and Jupiter in Scorpio. That was her probably her wealth, and being born into or married into or both into the royal family. Predominantly air. Her Gemini and Libra are both air. So anyway, that's just kind of around the wheel for her. Basically, everything is below the horizon, with the exception of her Moon and North Node in the 12th house, 11th and 12th house. So a very, very nurturing mother and friend, and loyal person, and so very interesting chart, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thank you.